Hi everyone. So today I'm going to do a little guided meditation for you. And I will just share a little information before I jump into that. I heard this story, and I'm not. I don't know if you'd call it a ritual. I'm not quite sure. Um, but in the Native American tradition and some of the tribes and the culture, when somebody did something outside of the rules within that tribe, um, and I mean like a really big thing, like stealing, or maybe even hurting someone, or maybe even killing someone like unnecessarily. Of course, the Native Americans would from time to time, fight over territory and be in conflict with other tribes. But if they did something that went against their rules or laws, their principles, instead of ostracizing that person, which was part of a community, and I think this is different than how we deal with things here in the States. But what they would do, and it's quite beautiful, is they would create ceremony, and they would invite that person to stand in the middle of, some of the land they were on, and the rest of the tribe would create a circle around the person. So they'd be in the middle, the person that committed the offense. Let's say stealing. Let's say they stole something. Um, so they would be placed in the center. So there was no punishment. They would be placed in the center, and then the rest of the tribe would create the circle around them. And each person in the tribe would take turns saying something loving, something kind about the person in the center. Because they had done something again outside of the rules, and they might be feeling guilt or shame, or like they weren't they weren't quite connected to the community. So think of why somebody would do that. They weren't feeling connected. If you're feeling connected and loved and accepted, and there are many reasons why people do those things, but when they weren't feeling connected, they might do something like that. So they were placed in the center, and everyone went around and said something loving, something kind to that person. They might have shared a story about that person that, they did together. So it was all to lift the person up who was standing in the center, who was not feeling good about themselves. That was the whole point, was to start to build them back up so that they could feel a sense of belonging and community again. And they did not want to fracture the group. So when I heard that, I just thought how incredibly beautiful that is to do, and how powerful is to receive all that love from your community. I think it's really powerful. I have just finished taking a family constellations course, and although I'm very, very new at it, one thing that was brought up was the idea of being excluded. And when people are excluded from a family system, even generations behind us, it can affect us, our generation, or even like the generation before you. And it can certainly affect generations ahead of you. So that was a really powerful concept to learn and understand and to work with shifting that. So I'm not going to go into detail about that here because I'm still learning about it, but an exclusion could be somebody moved away, or maybe there was an untimely death in the family, or maybe somebody just, you know, did something, and other people didn't approve of what they did. So they might be excluded. There's lots of different reasons for the exclusions. Okay, so when I was in high school, I went to a private Catholic school, and so we had religion class. And I remember it might have been my sophomore year, the teacher asked us, we did this for everyone, so I don't know how long this exercise took, but say there were 20 people in the class. Yeah, there were probably 20 or so people in the class. And we had a piece of paper for every person, and we were asked to write something nice about each person. So they didn't have to sit in the center like I was explaining with the Native American tradition. But we just went around the room and we wrote something. The exercise was to write something kind and uplifting. And I remember the teacher specifically was like, you can't say, oh, they dress nice or they have nice hair. I thought it was really funny that it was a male teacher. So I'm sure he had done this exercise before, and maybe that's what some people did, is nice hair. So I think you could say something like the person has a nice smile or kind eyes. But he wanted people to go deeper and like have a compliment about their character, not their appearance. And it's kind of funny because we all wear uniforms. So to say like is a nice dresser, it's kind of hilarious because the only thing the girls had any choice over was like their shoes and their purse and whether they were wearing knee-high socks or nylons that day. I mean, that was like the choice the girls had. So it's kind of funny. All right. So we did that when I was a sophomore. And then I think what I remember is we all got like everything in an envelope. And then I don't know if we opened it there or took it home to open. And I'm not even sure why he had us do it, to be honest. Like, I'm wondering if there might have been like a little bullying or something. I don't know. But it was a really beautiful, beautiful thing. And I don't think people signed their name either. I think it was meant to be anonymous. So you just wrote the compliment or what you appreciated about their character, and then you had that. So, what I would love to do in a very short little guided meditation is, and if you want, you can close your eyes, you can be sitting or lying down, however you'd like, is when maybe you're not feeling so great about yourself. Maybe, and we all go through periods like this where the negative self-talk up here, right here, starts to get really busy and noisy and loud. And sometimes it's old tapes that are running. Like sometimes we're not even aware. That's a really good thing to start to notice is it just running in the background, like unconscious, subconscious, like a program on your computer, like an app that you didn't close out. You haven't used it in a couple days, but it's still open. And we all have those things. And some of them we're aware of. Like sometimes we're actively saying things to ourselves that are not kind. Like I'm dumb or I'm lazy or I'm this or I'm that. And other times it's a program that we picked up from when we were little or younger or even last week. And we sort of like have adopted it, but it may not be the best thing for us. So what I would love to invite you to do is when you are not feeling so fantastic, or if something's happened and you're not feeling great, and if you, sometimes you can pick up the phone and chat with a friend and talk it out. And sometimes people are in therapy and they have somebody that they can work it out with. But say that's not available. So what you can do is, I'll have you take a nice deep breath. And if you'd like to close your eyes, feel free. But we're going to do that exercise that the natives did, that tradition. And I'm just going to have you imagine there's a circle. There's a circle, and you're going to put yourself in the center of the circle. And it's really good to connect with your breath when you do this. So take some nice deep breaths in and out. And if your feet are on the ground through your feet. Just make that connection to the earth or to the floor and ground into Mother Earth. And it's always good. I will just ask for protection for everybody. Ask your angels, your guides, any ascended masters, any beings of light and love that are here for your highest good to create a circle of protection for you. Any guardians, any of your healthy ancestors, maybe some animals, animal spirits, or maybe animals in your life right now or animals that have crossed over. So we'll call in your protection team. And so you're standing in the center of the circle. Also, I'm going to have you bring your awareness outside of the circle also. So you are standing inside the circle. You are also on the outside, and you are literally creating the energy of the whole circle. You can extend your arms out to the left and to the right, and you can imagine from both of your palms that there is a string coming out that is gold, a golden string that is coming out of both of your palms. And if you want to imagine another you directly across from you, so it would be you, then you in the center, and then there's another you behind the version of you in the center. So you're imagine that gold thread is connected to that person in the circle. It can be you. If you'd like to call in another loved one, you're welcome to do that. But I think it's really powerful if you call in you. Call yourself in. You can have two more of you. There could be four of you. So I'm like almost seeing like the four directions. And we don't have to get technical about that. But if you'd like to have four versions of you and have that gold thread, just imagine, just use your imagination and have that come out of the center of your palms. So you're connecting to the circle. And then you're just going to softly gaze at yourself in the center of the circle and start very gently just to send some waves of love. Imagine it's like the waves of the ocean, but not a rough wave. It's like those waves that are coming onto shore very gently, not during high tide. We don't want them crashing and turbulent. We just want those gentle, soft waves. So imagine those waves of love, and you're sending that love to yourself, right in the center there. And then, as that's happening, put your awareness in the center and start to feel that. Are you able to feel that? Does it feel comfortable to feel those waves of love? Is it a little uncomfortable? And if it's uncomfortable, it's okay. You can just be with that. Just be with it. Don't push it away. Maybe the waves don't come, maybe those waves of love don't come all the way to your toes. Maybe they come a quarter of a way or a half of the way to you. And notice how that feels. Does that feel a little better? Are you able to take that in if it doesn't come right up to your toes? And for those of you that just like want to bathe in it, feel free to just stick your toes in and bathe in that love. And that's coming from your heart center, from your heart space, sending that love to you. Is there a kind word or a phrase or a sentence you can say to yourself? It can be something like, I'm okay. It's going to be okay. It can be, I am safe. I'm open to being and feeling safe. It can be really exuberant, like, I am doing fantastic. I feel fantastic. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I can conquer anything. Just see, just see what words want to come out and want to be released and received. And then notice how you're feeling as you're saying them. And then notice how you're feeling as you receive them. And if you're not able to receive them fully, just say thank you, and just know that those will be there waiting for you when you are ready to receive. I feel like for some of you, the energy in the center might start, maybe get a little hot and heated. So if you're in the center and you're feeling that, or if you're on the outside, just shake out your hands like this. You can shake your hands out, and you can ask that energy to be released through your hands and down into the earth. Again, use your breath. You can use that energy to be grounded out through the bottoms of your feet and move down into the earth. But for some reason, I feel like some of you, might be a little intense. And then just shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And let that energy move out of the palms of your hands. So feel free to stay here for as long as you need. And I will be starting to come to a close. So when you're watching the replay, if you need to stay here longer and do some more work, just hit pause. And then when you're ready to come out, of course, unpause. So if you are able to put either one or two hands on your heart center, and you'll be doing this on the outside, the version of you that's on the outside, also the version of you that's on the inside. Also, I invite you to put your hands on your heart center and say thank you. You can bow your head in expression of gratitude if you'd like. You don't have to. Just acknowledging that you were brave enough to stand in the center of the circle. You were brave enough to invite the whole and healthy parts of yourself to stand on the outside of the circle. You were brave enough to speak those words of kindness to yourself. And you were brave enough to receive those words. Really important just to honor all of you, all versions of you, all parts of you, whatever it was that you were able to receive. It doesn't matter if it was all of it or a little bit or half of it, does not matter. If it's a little, to me, that was what you needed today. That was enough. If you're feeling like you didn't do enough, whatever you did was enough for you in this moment. It's what you were able to receive. For some of you, some of that love might have come also from the inside out. From the person on the inside might have been sending it back out. So that's beautiful too. My intention was for when you're not feeling so whole is to put yourself in the circle and then to give yourself that love and support. So start to bring your awareness back to you right now. your awareness in your hands. You may want to move your hands. Take a deep breath. So you bring that breath in, that conscious breath in. Bring your awareness to your feet to get more present, just in this present moment. Some people really can stay present during a meditation, and some people start to drift off. And so if you're one of those folks that does the drifting, which is completely normal, it's about bringing your awareness and consciousness back into your physical body right now. So yeah, if you were able to just ask yourself, how was that? Was that easy? Did it feel natural? Did it feel good? Were there parts of it that felt a little uncomfortable on both the giving and the receiving? I've done this exercise where I've asked people to create a circle of loved ones around them so they could feel that. And, honestly, like, I don't just include loved ones. I'm like, maybe there's a favorite book that you really connect with. That's a loved one to me, in my mind. A favorite song that you feel really good, and if you feel really good about a song, I put the song in the circle. Like anything that can raise your vibration. And this was the first time I've done it where it's just been you giving you the love. So I would love any feedback. If anyone, would like to share with me, see how that was for you. And like I said, if you are watching the replay, and maybe I'll put this in the comment, is just to hit pause if you need to spend more time in the circle, or if more information is coming to you. Just hit pause, and then when you're ready, unpause. So I hope that was helpful for some of you. It's just a great tool when we don't have maybe like a lifeline to reach out to. Right here is your lifeline. Right here is your resource. You can be that resource for you. You can be. So I just want you to know, and this may take some time. It may take some practice. You may want to watch this a couple times. It's like a muscle that you may need to develop. So, like when you're first going back to the gym and things are sore, we're starting to develop those muscles again. So this might be a muscle that you might need to revisit and go back to more than once. So for some of you, this might not be like a one and done. And that's perfect. Maybe you work with this for a week or a month, or you check in periodically to this and see how you are feeling. So thanks for joining. And again, feel free to leave a comment if you'd like down in the comment section. And I will put my booking links so that, if anybody wants to have a discovery call with me and see how I work, if you're interested in doing some private sessions with me, I will leave that down in the comment section. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful day.